But recently we were talking about Bolo Yeung, the classic guy from, was it Kickboxer?
So I'm embarrassed to say that we argued about this for about 70 hours, guy. And the whole time Google was right there for us, and we didn't even think to look at it. We must have mentioned every Bolo Young movie, every ones that we made up. And then we're like, that's not it, right? It was the most obvious one. Uh, Stinky.
I think it's Bloodsport, actually.
Yeah.
Bolo Yeung, insert a picture right here, I guess.
Yeah. He's got mad pec game.
He's super peg game. Interesting body. Anyway.
Interesting face.
Weird face, yeah.
Very weird.
So we were talking about Bolo Yeung, as one does.
And just to be clear, we didn't just bring up his needs to be oiled physique out of the blue.
No.
I mentioned that former neighbors of ours and friends of mine from my youth, their childhood obsession was with Bolo Yeung.
Yeah.
So anyway, about these friends of mine, these guys were like the what you think about when you think poor little Mexican kid, you know? They ran around without footwear and were all dirty all the time. I think they were selling chiclets on their downtime. Pretty sure that was a thing. Anyway, they were really cool though, and they were like way more adventurous than I ever would be. They were literally, I think they were like my gateway drug to doing stuff that I normally wouldn't do. But anyway, one of the things that they were like insanely obsessed with was martial arts. And for some reason, Bolo Yeung was their thing, guy. Not Bruce Lee, you know, not any of the other guys that everybody was sucking off. Straight up Bolo, guy. If they liked Bolo anymore, they'd be wearing bolo ties like fucking GoonTick. Thankfully, that didn't happen because that looks like shit. But anyway, so they would strut around the streets, you know, between the houses, shirtless, dressed like Bolo, which literally means showing your non-pecs in their case, and with a little fucking, you know, little black pant on, and then a little fucking thing around their fucking forehead there. And they would pretend to fight each other. And I don't know how they did it, man, but they managed to mimic these moves pretty fucking well. It was entertaining to watch them beat the shit out of each other. And then whoever won claimed the right to be Bolo for like a week. Their love of Bolo eventually led to them, you know, exploring other avenues of martial arts. So this was around the time when, you know, like Mortal Kombat was hitting big. So they started imitating Mortal Kombat characters, and that led them to imitating Street Fighter characters. And if you know one thing about those two games is them boys be shooting fireballs out their fucking ass, basically, right? So these guys decided that the obvious next step from being Bolo was, I gotta shoot fucking fireballs out my fucking my fucking hands, guy. So they concocted this method, and by this method I mean they literally would drown their hands in alcohol, and then somebody would light them, and they would pretend to do the little Hadouken there or whatever, right? And then of course realize that their hands are not still burning, so they'd like, you know, have to dip them in water and shit, and it was super worth it at the time, but in retrospect, obviously super uncool. This elevated to them trying to use gasoline at one point, and let's just say that that's where it ended. So to get into the specifics of why it ended, there was actually two incidents that made the whole, you know, fire shenanigans stop. The first one was that one of the guys decided that, well, again, if we're going to use gasoline, we have to have gasoline, you know, and these are kids, so they're not going to go and buy gasoline. So what they decided to do was siphon the gasoline out of their dad's truck. And so one of them gets down there and he sucks that boy out, guy, and that boy comes out rushing harder than hell, man. And it went down his gullet, guy. He just straight up sucked down gasoline. And he was like writhing on the floor trying to cough it up and stuff. Everybody was freaking the fuck. You know, it's just a bunch of us kids freaking the fuck out. We go in and get his one-legged mother. That's right. They had a one-legged mother with a hunchback. And we go in and then we're like, yo, this dude just sucked down 10 gallons of gasoline somehow, right? So she hobbles out on one leg. She didn't even bother to strap that boy on. She hobbles onto one leg, hops over, you know, like a solid 20 feet to where he's dying. And I am not joking, guy. She drops her one knee onto his stomach. He's on the floor, okay? She drops her one knee onto his stomach the moment she gets there. I don't know if that was intentional or she just was just exhausted from hopping. But that boy worked, guy. All of a sudden, he projectile vomits onto the side. and you know, whatever. I mean, like they just kind of were like, all right, well, I guess he's fine. And since you know we were all poor ass Mexicans, we didn't go to the hospital. That kid just was like, you're recovering and or getting cancer later, one of the two. Anyway, that was one incident that scared them into submission for a while. What really put the nail in the coffin was another one of the brothers. He was the one that was doing the fireball bit the most. I mean, he didn't even give a shit that the fire wouldn't turn off well. You know, he was gonna get the fireball thing down perfect. Which, if you think about it, impossible because the fire would never become a ball that would fly 10 feet across to your foe. But he was determined. I'll give him that. So he kept on doing it, and then one day he noticed that he had these white spots on his hand. Okay. And he got like, you know, he got freaked out, guy. He's like, oh man, my skin is fucking up because of these fireballs. So that scared him away from ever doing it. They stopped doing the fireball bit. But those spots didn't stop coming, guy. Now you might be thinking, what happened, guy? What did this gasoline, or not, oh, in that case it wasn't gasoline. What did this alcohol do to him? The answer is nothing. It just turns out that he had vitiligo, and nowadays he's just a checkerboard guy. He does look like Mulder from the X-Files, though, and he's got a hottie wife. So there you go. That goes to show that all you need to do is have vitiligo to get laid. Michael Jackson got laid. He had vitiligo, and well, the less said about that, the better. You know what? I'm pretty sure Michael Jackson could throw out some fireballs.
It should be said that Bolo Yeung is currently 76 years old.
Does he still look ripped as hell?
Not really. He looks kind of...
Is he an Arnold turn?
Kind of looks like Phil Lamar now.
Whoa.
He looks like freaking Phil Lamar, guy.
Damn, homie. He's turned into Jet Li and Phil Lamar's fucking love child.
I guess I have to put that in now.
Yeah, you gotta put that boy in because that's a big difference from his early daars. Anyway, it was Bloodsport, by the way.
Bloodsport, yeah. We're talking about Bolo Yeung. Keep going back to this beginning point. And unfortunate truth from my past came out.
It just hit us like thunder too.
I remember I said, remember I used to have a thing for bolo ties? You're like, dude, I remember your thing for bolo ties.
Hey, you had so much bolo tie action going on, guy.
I had several bolo ties.
So you might be thinking, why didn't you show us one of his million bolo ties? And the answer is, they're gone. I don't know how the fuck you get rid of like 10,000 pounds bolo tie, but there's probably a garbage dump out there that's just bolo tie oriented, guy. Right next to the ET dump, probably.
I mean, I know why they're not around, guy. Because I totally outgrew them boys. Otherwise, I would still be rocking the bolo. They also kind of started to fray at the middles for some reason. Probably because my neck was so obese. I probably should have freaking oiled them boys, but I didn't. That
alone should tell you that they fucking blow.
Come on, guy.
You still like bolo ties?
Still like bolo ties.
Do you?
Nah.
Look, I did notice that your love for bolo ties extended beyond the requisite outfit to have a bolo tie.
That's the thing. Well, here's the thing. I used to have. You probably don't remember this, but in kindergarten, so around year 5, 6, I had a thing for cowboy boots and spurs specifically. And it was because of some movie. Oh, it was because of freaking Desperado.
I mean, that's a good movie to want to emulate if you want to die immediately.
That's a good point. So anyway, I had a thing for spurs and freaking boots. Unfortunately, my feet are too wide. So we couldn't find cowboy boots.
Some would say elephantine.
Yeah, so I outgrew my cowboy boot thing pretty quickly. It took a while, but I finally found shoes that fit me.
What?
But I think because of the cowboy boot drop, I picked up the bolo tie.
You'd think that while you were wearing fucking cowboy boots, you would wear the bolo tie, but it was afterwards,
the fact? Guy. Because we used to go to church a lot, and I was like, our grandma was like, yo, you can wear this regular tie.
Or
like a peon, or a freaking bolo tie like a champ. And I was like, I'm going to go with the freaking bolo, guy.
Yeah, and here's the thing, that bolo was a hand-me-down, because it used to be my bolo.
I had several bolos.
Well, that first bolo was a hand-me-down.
The one with the little skull?
Yeah, after that, you were in Bolo City.
Bolo City.
I was just knee deep in Bolo, guy.
The only bolo tie you were missing was one themed after Bolo fucking Yeung.
That would be cool, dude.
Imagine his pecs and
Hell
then the
yeah.
fucking bolos.
I remember
I'm assuming these are the bolos.
I had a lot of cow ones, as is common.
Classic.
But yeah, I had a Bolo thing.
Look, because you go to church, you usually dress up nice, right?
Yeah.
In your case, it was
Bolo tie.
It was a bolo
No pants.
man garters for your socks.
Dirty white beater.
Dirty white beater was greasy dirt.
Had to be dirt, yeah. Had to be greasy.
Ripped underwear, classic.
Ripped torn
Chaps. All right, guys. I know you want to fucking applaud right now, but just hold that. Let me get my words in here. This is GoonTick's church look, 100% from memory. Also, 100% correct.
Come on, guy. I'm not going to go against the look, because clearly that's the look I rocked, and a look that I would still rock to this day if they made chaps that big. But I will go against these weird-ass flippers you gave me. What is that, guy? I have fingers. What the shit? Also, I got to say, you didn't include my elephant feet, which is kind of like, come on, guy. That's my elephant shoe I made. That's right, I made it. Dot.
Anyway,
so many leg game.
You dressed, in the standard church gear. A little suit,
Yeah.
a little boot. Oh well, no more boot,
No,
but
no
dress
boot.
shoes and a fucking bolo tie.
Yeah.
Which already the suit is stretching the kind of like thematic tie-in to the bolo tie.
I thought you were just gonna say the suit was stretching because I'm fat.
Oh, it was ripping at the seams more
ripped torn.
than stretching,
Yeah.
but yeah,
It was ripped and torn. That
was Rip Torn's last roll.
We just did a video where we were talking about Rip Torn. In case you're wondering why Rip Torn keeps coming up.
Yeah. So the fact that this suit was one bursting at the seams, and two played by Rip Torn, aside. Look, guy, I know I'm fucking criticizing, but this Rip Torn suit idea, this is one we gotta fucking follow up on, guy. I want one. I feel like it's a very incongruous look.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have a hat or boots, or really both of them, adding a bolo tie to a suit is already kind of out of place.
I agree.
But then it got worse, guy.
Oh no.
You were wearing fucking bolo ties with like a t-shirt with fucking chanclas and shorts on.
Yeah, I remember I used to have Goosebumps shorts that were purple. Remember those?
Yep.
I used to wear that bolo tie with the boys day.
Yeah. Well, I hope you're happy. I gave you your damned elephant feet, and gotta say, it is an improvement.
Nah, homie.
What is that?
I had a thing for bolo tie. I like the way they fasten.
But why, if you're wearing like fucking beachwear, basically, or you're wearing bolo
I have a
ties?
cringy memory that I don't know how to tell.
Okay.
But it involves a bolo tie and a salamander necklace. I remember this
Wait a
one.
minute. A salamander necklace, you have to explain.
Well, I had a necklace that was a salamander. That's pretty much the end, the beginning and end of that story.
Was the whole necklace a salamander?
No, it just had a salamander in the front.
Oh, I thought like an Ouroboros to clip itself.
That would be cool. I remember. This is cringy. I don't know how to tell this. I had it. This was gonna be. This was gonna be my. Dude, my cool guy, school look. Like my new.
Oh no! You try to have a look.
I try to reinvent
yourself.
Reinvent myself at school, and this is gonna be my cool guy look.
Okay.
Which involved spiking up my little hair with gel.
Classic.
An open V-neck shirt.
Oh, no.
It was one of those Hawaiian shirts I used to have.
Oh yeah.
One of those up to here, open chested, and
a bolo tie.
The salamander necklace up to here and a bolo tie.
Hold on, man. Where was the bolo tie made up all the way, or
no? It was like lower, guy, because the salamander was up here. This is pretty much the look. Ahab nailed it on the artistic front. But there is something I didn't mention in this story, and that's that after I made myself up, I freaking stood in front of mom's mirror. That's right, mom's mirror. And freaking pointed at myself like I was doing little pointy guns at myself. And running through lines in case people asked what the new look was. I even considered coming up with an origin of this new character. That was super lame, guy. Hell yeah.
Did you ever?
No, I never did it.
Oh, that's good.
I never did it, but you know what? There was a cringy look I did do that actually got some praise, but I think it was pity praise. where I combed back to I used to have like really fluffy hair.
Mm-hmm.
I combed back to one side and two-faced that boy.
Two-faced?
Yeah, just one side was like super slick and the other side was.
Oh, I can see that working.
And I remember people liking it, and I was kind of like, never gonna do that again. I'm gonna go back to my bolo tie.
Remember my my late high school era hair?